Hi, it's Mag. Happy Mother's Day to you, to my friends, to my mother in heaven. This is the first year without her. And it's week 12 and 13 because I missed coming on last week. It's been a rough week and a half. Caregiving is one of the reasons I'm here and one of the reasons why I garden, because as a way of healing and processing life, it's a wonderful way to connect with nature. And I wanted to share some of it, with you, because if it can help you, if it can help one person, through gardening, if it can help heal you, then that's why I'm here. And it always comes down to reason why we're here. And for me, gardening has been something that was inspired by my mother, who was an avid gardener of flowers and landscaping and that sort of thing. And for me, it inspired me to grow food. I'm very good at it. I've been doing it for over 30 years, really, on and off over the years. So I just wanted to share with you some of the processes we've been going through this year. There are many reasons, really, why gardening is important to me. And if it's important, if it's helpful to you, then I'm happy to be here. And part of the reason is also about the idea about sustainability and health, because the health of our planet is very important. At these days, we're made aware of a lot of issues with climate change and so forth. And growing food is one way that we can help with this. I won't go into all the details about it, but I've mentioned it before in the past. Let me see if I can use this gimbal here to show you everything I've been doing. There's Laura. Hi, Laura. I know you garden out in, is it Goldendale? Eastern Washington is much warmer these days. We've had so much rain. We haven't had more than 3 days of dry weather here in Western Washington, which has made it a little bit more challenging in that, I would have already been planting out a lot of the warmer summer crops. But that's, oh, you're in Redmond. Oh, Redmond. Oh, sorry, I don't have my glasses. Yeah, the weather is something that we don't have control over. So I'm lucky. I'm very, very, very fortunate to have some space to garden indoors with. And this is my setup here. Yeah, it's been wet. It's been wet everywhere. And actually, I remember it really well. It was a warm and dry summer last year, and it rained on the day of my mother's funeral services on September 17th. And it hasn't stopped raining since. It hasn't, there hasn't been a week of warm weather or dry weather for months. So we always have to be prepared, I would say, for any kind of extreme weather and climate change in general. So this is one thing that we can do in terms of growing food, is to be aware of the seasons and the timing. I consult lots of sources, from biodynamic calendars to the Farmer's Almanac. And also, I trust my intuition as far as the weather and the timing. So anyway, let me catch you up on some things. If I can turn the camera around, I hope. Let's see if I can do that, because I'm using a gimbal, mobile gimbal. It's been a little bit difficult. Okay, let me see. All right, here we go. We'll try here. This is just some of the eggplants that have been transplanted, been split into other pots now. and they are a number now in over 10, 15 plants. So these eggplant and squashes are under lights indoors because it's still too cold. These tomatoes in the background are waiting to be given away to my father's friend. I'm growing these Asian vegetables. This is bitter melon, which has medicinal properties. I'm growing some other Asian vegetables to experiment, really. Lots of other crops have been going, and I've been planting them in every other couple of weeks, succession planting. So I've got more green onions, more lettuce, more arugula. I've got the last of my tomatoes here. These are black tomatoes of some variety. My basil, holy basil, I've brought indoors again because they were starting to brown, and I think it might have to do with the cold and wet weather. So a lot of seedlings over the last 12, 13 weeks have been potted out. And as you can see in my rack of other plants that have been hardening off here are really ready. And today's a leaf day, so time to get in some of these vegetables. Kale, these will be coming later. Some root crops, leaf crops, celery, parsley, flowers someday when they'll pop out. They've been really slow getting these marigolds coming out. Again, this is the ashitaba, the Japanese herb for lowering blood pressure. And same with this, gymnema. I've heard some interesting things from, again, one of my favorite actresses, Maggie Q, who talks about gymnema as a way of cutting sugar cravings. Okay, and then these eggplant, which have been doing really well. I'm anxious to get them in the ground. But again, it's been a little bit cool, so I'll have to show you my technique for trying to keep them warm. Very quickly again, just catching up on things. Whoops, here we go. Down here, you'll see some of my potted celery leaf crops. Sorry, not celery, but leaf crops. So parsley to bok choy, and herbs, other herbs, and my little salad bowls here. I call them my salad bowls, if I can figure out the camera here. So these, we've been just picking little bits of it. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Peas, onions. Oops. Sorry, I'm taking this off of this. I'm not practiced well enough with the gimbal, and I've just dropped it. So, as you can see here, the peas have been doing really well. They're about 3 feet high. These are about 18 inches tall. Green onions and mustard greens also with them. Okay, this is my bed of about 20 feet of not only peas, but underneath this cage there's carrots, radishes, bok choy. You can see, hopefully, the bok choy, wasabi radish, daikon radish, New Zealand spinach, peas. Again, I've interplanted parsley, some other leaf crops, mustard greens. I've got so many projects going on here. Blueberries that need some kind of trellising to hold them up. This whole area is maybe 2 or 3 blueberry plants that have been growing for over 25 years. and then other parts of the garden before I wrap up. We have raspberries and grapes, as I've shown you before. All these raspberries, there must be 50, 60 feet. And these are the beds that I have prepared. They're waiting for the warmer crops. I'm just waiting for the warmer weather before I can plant them in. I've got these in, but they're suffering. They're losing color. So it's time to fertilize them probably. I've got also all these beds here, which are more root crops. Chard, mustard greens. Again, I planted more leaf crops here to replace the ones that weren't doing so well. Same with the broccoli. This has been challenging because I might have mentioned before, I haven't had much luck with broccoli plants. But here I'm planting other things in between. So this is not just broccoli, but I'm mixing it up. Leaf crops with flower crops. You can see they're suffering a bit. And I put them under glass just because it's been so cold. So there's more, but I won't bore you with all of it. Just wanted to catch you up on this, and I'm looking forward to the warmer weather, and then you'll see these crops take off. Again, the idea is, to grow our own food is a wonderful thing. It's a healing thing also. So if gardening can help you, then check out what happens here in a few weeks as the weather does get warmer. So from our garden to yours, be well. Happy Mother's Day. All right. Bye. Thanks, Laura.